What is going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. Today I have an interesting one. I had someone message me on Instagram and ask me if I could do a complete mod list video, and I've done this once before on how much everything's cost, but now that I've gotten to this engine build, I've gotten a few new parts, I got future parts that I want to get, so it's not so much gonna be about how much everything costs. It's literally gonna be like, what do I have and how does my car look the way it does, what kind of parts do I use, stuff of that nature. So I literally took like 30 minutes and typed out this entire thing here. You can kind of see. So I kind of started out by what I knew I had. That's going to be exterior, interior. I didn't really have anything done to the engine, obviously, so I kind of started out there with the stuff that I knew I had, and then I moved on to the stuff that I recently did. And then I'm moving on to the stuff that I'm going to buy in the near future. And then I also have like end goal, the parts that I want that I know are going to be on my car. It's just kind of in the future because of the price, obviously. You guys will see what I'm talking about. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and get straight into it. I want you guys to sit back, relax, enjoy the show. I'm going to go over a bunch of parts, and if you guys have any questions on the parts, kind of like where to get them, go ahead and comment or message me on Instagram, and I think I could help you out because there's a few things that are kind of custom, so I can help you out there. Anyway, let's get straight into it. First things first, as we all know, I do have bags, so the bag system that I have is Airlift Performance 3P, not the 3H. The 3P, all that means is it's the same management system, just besides the fact that I don't have height sensors. So a lot of people run 3P. I don't think I'll ever end up getting height sensors just because I have friends that have it. Some people even just sell it, so I would go 3P if you're thinking bags. Number two is I have an NVIDIA N1 Street. I don't have the race. I plan on maybe getting the race in the future, like the full titanium one, but either one, right now I do have the street version. I also, as far as my wheels go, I have Koenig Intergrams. They're 18 by 9s. Those are going to be sold pretty soon, but that's what my car is right now. In all the videos previous, those are the ones that I'm running. They're 18 by 9. I think it has like a 33 offset or a 35 offset. And then as far as my tires go, I think they're just like, they're 245 30 18s, and they're Federal RSRs. As far as kind of like the chassis, I have white line adjustable rear control arms or lateral links, whatever you want to call them. I got those because you can get a little bit more camber out of them, and I had a shop recommend it when I tried to fit some wide wheels. It kind of made it a little bit easier to adjust camber. I also have right now an STI intercooler with a Perrin Y-pipe or J-pipe, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, it's basically from a 2004 STI. Not a big deal. I'm gonna end up getting a front mount, so that's gonna be gone too. As far as the exterior stuff, I have a ForceWorks rear diffuser. It's not the carbon one. I want to get the carbon one because it is a lot better. But if you're interested in the ForceWorks diffuser, just know that you have to cut a little bit of your bumper. I don't know how well the carbon one like kind of fits to the bumper, but you'd have to cut a little bit to make it fit, so fair warning. Up next, I have an S204 style front lip. It's just like the regular super basic lip. It was like $60. You can find it on like Amazon, I don't know. And then I also have right now their Charge Speed style side skirts. They're just made out of polyurethane. They're not the actual Charge Speed ones because the Charge Speed ones are carbon. I also have headlights with the LED switchbacks. A lot of people ask me about those. I got the LED switchbacks from my friend David. He has a website called Air Force Dynamics, and that's where you can buy those LEDs if you want. So the actual LEDs are only like, I don't know, 20, 30 bucks. But what I did to make them look like a little bit different is I inlaid them in the headlight. I took apart the entire headlight, blacked out the housing, broke off a little piece in the corner so I could tuck the wires through, and then I also put like some wrap, some black vinyl wrap kind of in the shape of like the corner deflector. So I don't know, it took me a long time to make my headlights look the way they do, but a lot of people ask about those, so that's where I got them. I also have a Cartbory short shifter and shift knob that my friend made. The Cartbory short shift, and I also have the bushings. I really like it. No second thoughts about it. It is great. I also have canards or canards, whatever you want to call it. My friend actually made those, the same guy, David. You can find those also on airforcedynamics.com. I might as well just leave that link down below because I'm sure some of you guys are going to want to get those. So he actually makes those front canards for Subarus. I think 2004, 5, 6, 7, maybe just 6 and 7. I don't know, you gotta check out the site, but basically they're perfectly made for 6.7 Subarus, so fits perfectly along the bumper. Good stuff. I also have Brom Elite seats with the planted seat brackets. As far as the seats go, absolutely no complaints. Really like them. They take like a week to kind of break in and kind of like mold to you, but once it does, absolutely no complaints. Love it. And what I recently just got are these two mods. So I got Carlton fender flares, legit Carlton fender flares, that are color matched rose red blue, and I also got an Innovate boost gauge. Neither one of those are fully on the car yet. I still need to cut my fenders for the flares. I've just been basically like putting them up, trying to like map out where they should actually go to fit perfectly. Kind of stressful on that because obviously cutting into your car that's like perfect, kind of stressful, but eventually I'll put those flares on, but it's not obviously a big deal because my car isn't driving right now. Those will be on in the near future. I also just got an Innovate boost gauge. It also is a shift light, so it's kind of like a 2-in-1 deal. Super stoked on that. I don't think I'm going to install that until I have all 3 of the gauges, like the air. I think I'm gonna do air to fuel, and then Innovate also has an oil temp / pressure gauge, so it's also a 2-in-1. So basically, I have like 5 gauges, 2-in-1, 2-in-1, and then a 1 air to fuel. So 5 and 3. Am I making sense? I don't know. It might not be making sense. Anyway, I'm gonna get all those gauges and then put them all in my A-pillar, and this is gonna be freaking awesome. Now, to move on to the good stuff. All the stuff that I recently just bought for my EJ255, which is the entire engine build. So we'll go over it pretty quickly. So I have the entire GSC valve train. So I have their springs with titanium retainers. I got it's just standard size valves, bronze guides, and I also have the S1 billet cams. I didn't go S2. Do I regret it? I don't know yet. But I just got the S1 cams because I'm not really going for huge power, and I thought the S1s would just be enough for my desired like 450, 500 wheel horsepower. I think it's gonna work out perfect. I also have an STI forged crankshaft, ACL race bearings, mainly H-beam rods, CP forged pistons, Killer Bee oil pickup, and a Cometic gasket set. Now I think that is like the entire engine assembled right there, besides like obviously like water pump and like a Gates timing belt, stuff like that. There's like a few things to kind of throw the actual thing together, but besides that, like, that's like the whole engine build itself sitting there. That's basically where I'm at right now. Now to move on to like the turbo and supporting mod stuff. This is like the big stuff that's coming up that I'm going to buy pretty soon here, which is going to be a NVIDIA Catalyst downpipe. And then as far as my turbo, this is where I'm lost in the sauce. So as we all know, I've said it multiple times, I want a GTX 3076 from Garrett, the Gen 2 version that came out fairly recently. I want to get that one, but that turbo is like $2,100 and the whole $2,100 thing, you know what I mean? So I've always wanted a ball bearing turbo, and I don't want to like settle for less, but that whole, like, I can't really justify spending twice as much money for the amount of horsepower that I'm gonna get. Like, it's not really making sense. I don't race my car on the racetrack. I might take it to the track, but I don't know. It doesn't really make sense to me just to say that I have this crazy turbo that's really good for the track if I'm not gonna go to the track. So basically what I'm trying to say is I'm trying to justify why I think I'm changing my turbo to a journal bearing, an FP red is what I think I'm gonna go with, either FP red or FP black. So that turbo is from Force Performance, and one of my friends that I drove his car, it was like that teal hatchback, he has an FP black, and that car was perfect. It was perfect in every way, at least in my opinion. I think I would maybe have like a little bit more power, but he's planning on going E85, and the turbo that he has, the FP black, could easily handle that, no problem. That is a journal bearing, not a ball bearing, so basically that turbo is like $1,100, $1,200. So yeah, I mean the FP Red is going for $1,100 on Rally Sport right now, and I think that's the one I'm going to pick up. And that one's good. It's rated for about 475 to 500 wheel, and I think I'm going to be happy with it once it's all settled in, ready to go. I don't think I'm going to like cry myself to sleep if I don't have a ball bearing turbo yet. I will get one in the future, but as of right now, I think I'm just gonna go with FP Red. Now, after that long explanation, and I'm sure I'm gonna have a lot of people complaining that I'm not gonna get the Garrett one yet, but it will come, I promise. But I think as of right now, FP Red is the way to go. And I'm also gonna get a front mount intercooler. I don't know if I'm gonna go with Mishimoto or with Perrin. I want to see what you guys have to say in the comments below. If you guys run either one of those. My friend recently just got a Mishimoto front mount. Haven't heard any bad things about that. But obviously, like, everyone runs a Perrin front mount, or maybe like Turbo XS. I'm kind of leaning on that, but either way, I need to get a front mount pretty soon here. And of course, a must is a tile blow-off valve. No questions asked. I'm for sure gonna get a tile. And then I'm also gonna get an ACT clutch kit that I forgot to like write down before. I need to get a clutch. I didn't really think about it, and then I was like, oh, I'm almost done with my engine. I was like, oh, nope, need to get a clutch. So gonna go with ACT with that. I'm also gonna get Ditchworks or Dishworks or whatever you call it works injectors. I think I'm gonna go with the 850cc injectors for now. Might end up doing 1,000, and obviously if I go 85, I'm gonna have to get like 1,500 or 1,700 injectors, but I'm not going 85 yet. And then I'll also either a 250 or a 300 fuel pump. Most likely I'm gonna end up getting just the 250 because I've seen a lot of people just run the 250 with the amount of horsepower that I want to get out of it, so probably just that. And then obviously a Cobb access port. Now, all the mods that I just said there will get my car back on the road and get me very happy. I'm pretty sure. I don't think I forgot anything. I probably did, and someone's probably gonna comment that I forgot something huge. But I don't think I forgot anything too major. I think I covered basically all the basics there. Oh, I did forget something. TGV deletes. I think I'm gonna go with IAG TGV deletes. It's like 250 bucks. I think I'm just gonna go for it, do it, get it done. They also have pretty cool ones too. They have like a gold one, like a black one, or you can get like a silver one. Probably gonna go with gold just because, like, why not? And I think then we're good. No, we're not. We're still not good. I need an inlet intake. Okay. Oh god. Oh, it never ends. Yeah, so I did forget that. I need I think it's gonna be like a 3-inch inlet for the turbo. And besides that, maybe like a spacer for the intake manifold to kind of give me some space to fit that inlet. Because I'm gonna go stock location for that turbo. Now time for the good stuff, for the future goals. I'm sure there's a few of you that are interested in the future goals of the Subaru and kind of what, in my opinion, is going to be like the perfect Subaru when I have all the mods I ever wanted. I have a few things written down here that I'll go over really quick and then kind of explain it at the end why I chose these parts. So future goals is to go rotated, just get the Perrin rotated kit with the Gen 2 GTX 3076R turbo. And then I want to go E85, which a lot of stuff that I'm getting is already going to be 85 compatible, like the fuel pump and the injectors, all that stuff is going to be all 85 compatible. And then of course I want to get an STI drivetrain, the entire drivetrain, so axles, brakes, trans, all that. And then end up getting my 2 gauges that I want, which is going to be the air to fuel and the oil temp / pressure from Innovate. And then I want to complete the white line kit as far as the chassis goes. So I want to get front and rear sways and links, like that center roll kit thing. I want to get that entire thing white line. And then I want to end up getting a half cage for harnesses for my seats. And I want to powder coat that white, just like my white tank and my white shift knob. And then I want to get a few aesthetic things. So I want to get carbon extensions instead of the side skirts that I have now. So carbon side skirt extensions. And I want to get a carbon rear diffuser because I assume that my exhaust is going to be freaking shooting flames at some point. So I got to protect the bumper. And then I want to get an Alcantara dash. It's a huge thing that's been on my mind recently. I know there's a lot of people that do something called flocking your dash. It kind of like reduces the glare. I just think it looks really cool, and obviously there's a benefit to reduce the glare off like the sun, you know what I mean? So it's either that, I'm gonna Alcantara wrap it, or get someone to do it, because I just think one looks super cool. And it kind of makes things look a little different, and you get that benefit of the glare. So, and basically the last thing is, of course, wheels. I've been going back and forth on wheels for a very, very long time. It is hard, the fact that I'm 5x100, and I don't really want to run spacers to go 5x114, like the whole adapter thing. I don't want to have to do that, but I might have to do it for a while until I get until I go 5x114. But basically, my dream wheels were probably going to be either WRX or Volks. Not too sure yet, maybe even BBS's. Obviously some sort of really nice wheel that are going to be like $4,000 or something like that. I don't really see a huge reason to get those now. Something that I can always save up for in the future when I have like a bunch of money. So I'll probably just get like some okay nice wheels, maybe like some Enki, like their race series or something like that. I think I'll be happy with those for a while. But definitely in the future, like WRX or Volks would be awesome. And end goal for horsepower would be 500 wheel on E85 would be ultimate, and I'm pretty sure my car can handle it unless my block explodes. Then I gotta go closed deck, so probably gonna go IAG closed deck at some point would be like future goals too. So that is basically it. That was probably me talking for about 15 minutes of straight nonsense. So I hope I answered some of your questions as far as the mods that are going on my car and the future stuff that's going to come for the Subaru. But basically everything I just stated, that's it. I don't really see anything else that I would ever want to do to the car. I'm sure something would pop up at some point. Let me know what you guys think of my car so far. How do you think the build's going? What can I do better? And what do you think of the future mods I want to get? Basically, my dream Subaru is everything I just stated. So I think it's going to turn out pretty cool. I might end up like changing the color at some point and wrapping the car. Maybe going like dark gray. I don't know. Something like that just to kind of mess around. But I feel like I'm pretty close in finishing my complete dream build Subaru, so I am very excited about it. I hope you guys are too. And as always, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm going to catch you on the next one. Peace out.